My name is Chef Harpal and I'm going to show you how to make Keema Matar. When I was a bachelor and I used to live in Bombay, I used to go to Mahim and Bandra. Near the station, there were a lot of stalls. I used to relish this thing with rumali roti. And while a lot of people from across the world keep telling me, Chef, why don't you show how to make great Keema Matar? So I thought, okay, let's show this recipe to all of you. So what we need here is, I've got a pan here. Pour, now don't ask me how much, at least 3 tablespoons of oil. You need to saute the onions well. Now the most important thing here is, suppose if you're taking half kg of keema, very important to note that you need to have half kg of onions. Now, half kg of onions would mean half kg of onions as in whole onions. You peel them, whatever you get, you chop them and you add. So that's the most important thing that I've learned from people, from ustads actually, the great cooks from across India who do great food. Now 3 tablespoons of oil is what is heated here. Very important. A few things, let me collect them here, which add a lot of value to this dish. I've got some bay leaf, peppercorns, cumins, small cardamom, and green chillies. So first, 1 teaspoon of cumin into this, bay leaves 2 of them, and another teaspoon of black peppercorn whole. That's what I like. Small cardamom, 5 to 6 of them. And now to this, I'm going to add chopped onions. What I've done is, I've taken here 3 chopped onions, and this is something which I'm going to saute until it is nice and light brown. So I've got 3 onions and around 1.5 cup of keema, which is mutton keema, mutton mince. In India, we use goat meat. So internationally, if you're living anywhere, you need to use goat meat, which is when the taste is the best. So this all is out. Green chili here. Now, keema, it's very important. What I hear from people is, Chef, whenever we make keema, you find globules of it. It coagulates into small lumps. It lumps up and people don't understand then what to do. The most important thing is, if you're making keema first, to this keema, you need to add 1.5 cup of water and with the help of a fork, mix it up well. Now that's when you have moisture in this, the keema mixed up well. This will not form lumps now. So now what I see is I can still add some more water to this. So now it makes it nearly 2 cups of water to 1.5 cup of keema. Now you see suddenly the whole keema is become nice and liquidy. So this will not form lumps. The keema is ready for use, but before that, we need to saute the onions until nice and brown. The caramel flavor of the onions is very important. When you saute onions, especially the chopped onions, or for that matter, sliced onions also, and you want to brown them, you need to keep stirring them so that they get browned uniformly. Now, here the onions are almost light brown. This is the time I would like to add the ginger and garlic paste first. 1 tablespoon of garlic paste and 1 tablespoon of ginger paste. Personally, when I cook, especially goat dishes, I like to add a little more of ginger and garlic paste. And that's great. And also important is after you add ginger and garlic paste to the mixture, you need to saute for at least a minute or so that the raw flavors, you need to have those lost, because that's very important. Otherwise, they're generally bitter, or you get the raw flavor of garlic and the sharpness of ginger. So if you don't saute it well, then you'll get these raw flavors of both the things. Now to this, add green chilies, 2 chopped green chilies, nice and spicy, what I like to have my keema as. I've got tomato puree, fresh tomatoes pureed, 3 of them. Now I'll saute this also for some time, at least 4 to 5 minutes. Very important, so that the raw flavors of tomatoes are also lost and you get nice and sweet flavors of the tomatoes. Also, when you saute this, the color improves. and you get a good color of the Keema Matar. After about 4 to 5 minutes of cooking, as you see, the color of the tomatoes have suddenly improved. So it's very important to cook the tomatoes and cook each ingredient to the right degree so that you get the great flavors. So here, if you cook the tomatoes well, one, the tanginess of the tomato is lost. Two, the color improves. So very important. And you get a concentrated flavor of the tomatoes. So what I need to do is add spices here. 2 tablespoons of coriander powder. 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. That's what I've added. 1/4 teaspoon of cumin powder. And salt to taste. The way I do it, so salt to taste, add it as per what your health permits. So that's very important. Again, after adding all the dry spices, you need to cook this further for 3 to 4 minutes so that the spices get cooked and the whole mixture gets concentrated and there's some kind of oil separation that you see. So now you see the mixture nice and thick and you see some kind of oil separation happening. That's when you will add the keema. Once again, mix the whole keema up. Now, most people, I've seen them wash the keema, which I don't suggest because you lose out on the entire flavor of the keema. If at all you think that the keema is supposed to be washed, what you need to do is you need to actually clean up the leg piece from where you get the best keema, or the front leg. The best keema is where you get from these 2 parts of the goat meat, and you need to clean them up and then mince it. I'm going to add the keema. The whole mixture, you need not worry about it now. It gets easily blended with the entire thing, the spices, and there is no lump formation that will happen. That's the most important thing. And as it gets cooked, of course, the goat meat mince will leave water and you need to dry that up. Now, you see, grain size of the mince is absolutely fine, and that's what you would like your keema to be like, fine and nice, not lumpy. Cook until the water is lost, evaporated. Some people, to enhance the flavor, you can add stock cubes to it, you can add stock to it, nice stock. Restaurants, I know, we all add stock to this so that it becomes nice and rich. At home, if you want to make it nice and rich, you can add stock cubes. It'll give a nice flavor. Now, wow, look at this, beautiful. Now, as the keema gets cooked, very important, I like to have some mint added to this. And what I'm going to do is take out mint leaves, and I'm not going to chop them. I'm just going to tear the leaves of the mint. That should be enough. Let's see the status. Fantastic. What I'm going to do here is add green peas, half a cup of green peas to this. Lastly, some garam masala, half teaspoon of garam masala to this. Wow, looks beautiful. The mint leaves, tear this. Add 10, 12 of them. That should be enough. Keep the rest here. Wow, suddenly the flavor of mint, garam masala, makes me feel hungry, I'm sure while you're watching, you would also be feeling hungry. This is ready. Now, you can absolutely reduce the complete moisture if you feel so. Keema gets cooked very fast because particle size of the goat meat is very small, hence it gets cooked faster. Now, you can keep it moist like it is here now, or you can dry it completely and then use it. I leave that to you, but for me, this is nice and moist, gives a great taste to eat with chapatis or parathas. That's what it is best eaten with. I close this up and wow, serve this. Look at this, nice and moist, flavorsome at the same time, beautiful. Flavor of mint, flavor of the garam masala, and you see the moistness is also visible. I like it this way, and let me just have a taste of this. Amazing, I tell you. The little curry around, it adds a lot of value, and I wouldn't like it dry. I would like it to eat the way it is. With some parathas, it is divine. So all you need to do is follow this recipe and cook it for your loved ones.